I just love the way that the feet sit when you put the head like this. I'm finally finished. That took 2 hours. I didn't actually plan to make it look like a specific character from a specific TV show. My new series, Crochet Foundations. This guy is super cute. Update on the raccoon. Still unfinished. I finished that, but you guys don't get to see it yet. Look at how fluffy and cute this is. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah, and in today's video we are going to be market proofing together as usual, but today I actually have to show you my most recent design I'm working on. So this is a snuggle version of Willow, my wood dragon, and I'm so excited about how this is turning out. Just look at how cute. I do need to add some white around the eye, but I just love the way that the feet sit when you put the head like this. Oh, it's so cute. Here's what it looks like. I got the tail detail, of course, the back ridge with fuzzies on it. I just love it. So I just had to share that with you. I have to finish the second wing, and I think the wings are going to be attached kind of like this, so you can see them from the front. And then I have to sew the head stuff on, the wings on, and then it'll be finished. Now the goal with this pattern is to actually make the limbs no-sew, or just reinforcing the seams rather than fully sewing them on separately. It's going to be complicated because I attached the head by crocheting it directly on, and if I want the legs to be even, I'd have to start from the bottom and work my way up, which I don't think would be bad, but then you'd have to sew the head on. So I haven't fully decided if I want to rework it so that it's top down, or, I mean, technically from the bottom up, but I will make that decision on the second one. I know for sure I'm gonna have to make 2 more of these, at least 1 more to work out any pattern issues, and then the third one for pattern photos. There are going to be a few more in this video. I'm pretty excited about this pattern. It is a lot of work. I used over an entire skein of this green yarn, Sweet Snuggles Light or Chanel Home Slim, one of those colors, and it's just stunning. I love it. But I have that one last wing to finish, which I'm going to do hopefully today, and then get him fully stitched together, and then I will decide how I want to think about attaching the limbs, because I just sewed these on for this one. I just have to think about it a little bit and try and decide what I actually want to do. I like crocheting the neck on because it's more secure, but to make the legs easier to put on, I would have to not do that. I'd have to figure out a way to write it so that you guys can adjust it as you work, instead of, because everyone's going to put their initial single crochet in a different place on the neck, and then everyone's tension is different, so things can move around. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, and it sounds a little complicated, so I don't know, we'll have to see. I have no clue, I haven't decided yet. We'll figure it out though. For now, this is what he's looking like. He's super cute. I just love it. Definitely this one will be getting flowers. It has to. I mean, Willow the Wood Dragon has to have flowers, so I will be doing that. I'm gonna go for now. I'm gonna work on some normal human stuff and not crochet stuff, and then I will definitely see you guys later. I have decided that I will for sure get more clips than I did in my last video, because apparently I only filmed on 4 days out of the 2 weeks I was supposed to be filming for you guys. So I will be better about it in this video, for sure. I will force myself to be better about it. While the kitty is on camera, this pattern is currently being tested, but I believe by the time this video is out, it'll be either a couple days out from release or it will be released. I'm not 100% sure when this video will come out, so hopefully this guy will be out on the 10th. And the last thing I have to mention are these snails I was working on. This will be a tutorial and it'll be out this week. Still have to film it and do all that stuff, but I will put it out this week as my tutorial for the googly eyes, and then probably start working on some more googly eye designs. I haven't fully decided yet. Sorry for my finger being in the frame. I'm holding the camera weird, and I'm gonna go ahead and go now. I will see you guys soon, and we'll work on something else together, of course, like we normally do. So I just received in the mail this yarn, Big Twist's Favorite Faux Fur. It's my first time trying this yarn, I believe. I've tried yarn similar to this, but I got this super rainbowy color, and I'm actually separating them into the 3 fibers that are here. So there's 3 strands in this yarn, and I'm separating them out to work with my patterns. A lot of people say to do this, and I have to say it is one of the most tedious things I've done, but I have found a way to do it easier. So I'm actually going to show you how I did it. So this is about half the skein split into 3 sections. I'm going to do the second half with you guys right now. Now I probably could have kept going for the full 37 yards or 34 meters, but it was getting a little too tight. So I decided to snip it and start again, and we're going to do the second half in the same way. But let me show you how I do it, because it's way faster than what I was trying in the beginning when I first tried this. Let me get the camera set up and I'll show you what I do. So the first thing I do is I grab one of the ends. Now the end that I pulled all this stuff from originally is actually on the bottom of this pile. So we're starting completely fresh on the other end. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. But what you're going to do is you're going to separate one fiber from two, and you're actually just going to pull them apart. Now, when you do this, I recommend putting the pile of yarn on the floor. That way you can stand up and do this. Now, it's going to get nice and tight, but you never want to let go of these two ends, because if you do, it will curl in on itself because it's a lot of tension while you're pulling. And you want to be careful about keeping your ends away from each other, so I just keep one on each side. And what I'll do is actually stand up, put the pile of yarn or the ball of yarn you're working from onto the floor in a basket or whatever, and you want to pull standing up just like this. And whenever you get stuck like I am, I just give it a nice pull and run my hand down the length of the yarn. I know you can't really see it very well, but I'm running it all the way down, pull, running it down, and then I'm going to continue pulling. And every time you go to let go of these two ends, make sure you're holding them so they don't come in on themselves, because they will. And just do that every single time you get stuck. It is much easier when you're standing up and you have more length to work with. You can keep doing this all the way until you run out of yarn, but I find that about halfway through it got really hard to pull it. So instead of continuing with those, I decided to cut it. And so hopefully this length will actually be finished. I'm finally finished. That took 2 hours. And it took 2 hours because there was a knot in here, and then once I found that knot, everything just went downhill and it got really tangled. But it's better now. See, I have all the yarn finished. I decided to put a bunch of them together, and I didn't tie them together, I just spun them together. So that's a future me problem, and I'll probably do the same with these littler ones too. Just add it to the bigger ones, but that's what they look like. It was definitely a time sink, but it will be worth it because this will last a long time for me. And I think I need to make a rainbow cow. That might be in the future. I was feeling a little stressed today, so I decided to write a to-do list, but we'll get into that in a second. What I do want to show you is my finished willow. So this is Willow 2.0, or the Snuggler version of her. So this is prototype 1, so things are slightly wonky. It's honestly not too bad. Here is the back side of her finished. So the main difference between this one is obviously the body type, but then the wings are a little bit smaller on this version as well. And I mean, basically everything else is very similar, if not the same. That is her finished. I'll get you guys some better video later. Later in the video, I'll definitely do that. It's kind of late right now, but today I started working on, actually today and last night, I started working on the second willow, so I finished all the feet, the ears, and then I'm working on the head now. So my goal is to kind of make it so that the arms are crocheted directly on to this pattern. I was torn between working from the top of the head down and having to adjust the legs depending on head placement, or just starting from the bottom at the tail and then adding the legs and then sewing the head on. So that's kind of something I'm still torn about. I'll definitely figure out by the end of this video, but just trying to weigh the pros and cons of which one's better. That is what I'm working on. I'm making this one blue, and I'm going to be using this rainbow yarn on the back of this willow and kind of make it like a play on a rainbow, like the blue sky, white clouds, and then a rainbow spine. I think that would be really pretty. Now, on my to-do list, I wrote out several things. I wrote out Willow 2.0, which is what I'm working on now. And then I also wrote my snail pattern out. So I showed this guy off earlier, last video. I need to get this pattern out. The only thing that I'm torn about is the kitty pattern, this guy right here. It's coming out in 2 weeks from today, from filming, which means that if I do a tutorial this week, my next week will also be a tutorial, which means my market vlog will be put off. I might release it early, maybe. So that's kind of stuff that I'm thinking about. That's why this has kind of been stressing me out a bit. But I made this blue one, and I was experimenting with back loop only for the shell, but it's not very noticeable, so I don't think it's worth it. Not the original, but the finalized pattern will just be single crochets. But I need to get this pattern out. I need to get pattern photos and everything, so I think I'm gonna force myself to do that tomorrow and stop procrastinating on that. And then the other thing I have written down is my Raccoon pattern, which he's up there. I need to get that pattern finished. I actually really want to take new photos because the photos I took were not very good. I could definitely edit them, but I don't want to. I don't think they'll look very good once edited. So I might have to do that tomorrow as well and redo the raccoon pattern because I have to get the tester call out. People, I know you're excited. Lots of you are excited for it, and I kind of feel bad for how long it's taking me to get it done. But as I said in my last video, life has been really crazy around here. We've had no schedule. Things have just been going off the rails. So some of the stuff has been set aside for far too long. But I'm going to get back onto it very, very soon. And by very soon, I mean tomorrow. I'm going to get back on schedule. Now, I also have on my to-do list my eBay shop. Now, I said in my last video, I was hoping to have it up in about 2 weeks. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. I'm still weighing the pros and cons. There'll definitely be an eBay shop up in the future. I just don't know when exactly, and I don't quite know exactly what I'm going to put in it. This to-do list is not stuff that I need to do emergency right now, but just stuff that I have plans for. The other thing is I need to work on my beginner series. I had a lot of requests to do a slower version of my snake tutorial, which I'll put up on the screen. I think it's fine for most people, but some people, I think it's because I use the word quick and easy in the title that it makes it seem like I go slower than I do. I do want to do a beginner series for that, and then I also want to do it for my mini axolotl as well. So that's on the list. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but it's on the list. And then the last thing I want to do is design a Christmas pattern. I don't have any idea, so that's a big issue. I was thinking maybe doing like a willow, but with like poinsettias and stuff. My grandma's favorite thing in Christmas was poinsettias, so I think it'd be really cute and a little reminder of her, and I think it'd be just really pretty. I might do that and just do like a free mod for Willow the Wood Dragon to give her poinsettias instead of these flowers here, but I'll have to think about it. I'll actually need to look at reference photos of a poinsettia and crochet one first. So that's just kind of my thoughts on the matter, but not really anything that I'm committed to. That is the update. That is about everything that I've been working on recently. As you can see, the desk is a mess, which is I think part of the problem. I need to put some of this yarn away so I feel a little less hectic, and then just work on some of the stuff on my list. And I know I tell you guys I'm stressed, and I am a little bit, but I think most people are stressed no matter what you do in life. So it's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. It's just something that you have to learn how to deal with and push forward through it, even though it's hard, even though it's stressful. You'll see your results, and usually they are worth the stress and the work. I'm gonna go ahead and work on some of this stuff tonight, but try and get a good night's sleep tonight because I think that will help. We've been going to bed super late, so that's probably part of the problem as well. That's your update. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. If I'm being responsible, I will see you tomorrow. So, see you then. Hey everyone, it's been a minute. As usual, my excuse is pretty much the same, so I'm not going to repeat it. But I recently started working on the raccoon pattern again, so I'm retaking photos because my original photos are pretty bad. I feel like I have to redo them. So that's what I'm doing. I started this like 3 days ago and haven't touched it since, but I'm hoping to finish this sometime tomorrow, maybe, hopefully. I'm not getting the the tutorial out just yet because my schedule is kind of weird. So we're gonna wait on the snails for a little bit and just focus on some other stuff. And that other stuff is my new series, Crochet Foundations. Now I'm super excited about this series. I get a lot of questions about how to do techniques, but also a lot of beginners asking for slower versions, or regular people asking for slower versions of techniques I show in my tutorials. So Crochet Foundations not only will hopefully bring in some new crocheters, teach you guys some new techniques, but will also help fill in those tutorials where I might not explain things as much as I could. These will fill in those spaces. Episode 1 is already out. I'm actually pretty proud of that one. It's right here. I did a lot of interesting editing, so hopefully it draws your attention. That's episode 1, and as you can see, I already have episode 2 planned, which will be the bobble stitch. This isn't 100% official. I think it looks good enough, but I might tweak it a little bit, but I'll be showing how to do the bobble stitch with the color change. This is how I color change for basically anything where you want the bobble to be a different color. And then episode 3 will be color changing. There's 3 different ways that I do it regularly. The first one is fastening off, and then these two, there's 2 different ways to do it. So I'll be showing those off in episode 3. I don't have a really set schedule for releasing these, so I think I'll just release them when I can. Hopefully get at least these 3 episodes out this week. That would be really cool. It didn't take too long to edit them because they're not too long of a video. They're about 14 minutes, at least this one is. And I expect the bobble one to be a little bit shorter. That is the little update on the channel. I did want to work on some beginner videos, but those take a really long time to finish because I'm slowing down for you and I just don't really have the time right now to sit down and film them and then edit them. But these are easier ways, hope can help some people at least. I also show different methods as well, so if you're ever interested in finding, you know, new techniques, you can always check them out. The other thing I'm working on is my other willow, and let me grab him for you. He's so cute. Alright, I'm going to preface this by saying I didn't actually plan to make it look like a specific character from a specific TV show. The intention was to just make it like a rainbow, a blue sky, and white for the clouds. But I kind of realized what it looks like after I started making it, which is fine. It's cute. But here is the willow. I decided to not go with black and go with blue for the base of the body, and then obviously the horns and stuff aren't sewn on yet, but a rainbow spine all the way down. Here's the new tail. So the difference between this one and the green one is I actually started from, I made the head separate, and then I started from the bottom of the tail and worked my way up the body. That way I could join the legs on and it'll always be the same no matter what size of yarn you use or tension you have. Versus where if you crochet from the top down, then people might put the stitch in a different place than you. Things are going to be off. So instead of having to write that out and explain it, I just decided to go the other way. And it was actually pretty enjoyable. The body looked way bigger than the other one until I added the spine on the back. And then what it does, it kind of dimples it in back here, which I think is really cute. Kind of a nice way to hold it, which made it look a little skinnier and back to its proper size. That is my little rainbow willow here. And then I'm gonna make at least one more for pattern photos. I haven't really decided what color I want to do for that yet, whether that's like yellow or maybe copy the other willow and do that pink tone I used. This guy's super cute. I really love him. I haven't decided what I'll do with flowers yet. Maybe I will use this fuzzy yarn to make some flowers or something like that. This is so cute. I'm in love with this baby. See? He's huge. Oh, I'm dropping him. He's huge. And in a good way. And now I just have to make one more of these guys and then I'll be done making Snuggler willows, except my sister did want a baby version for her Christmas present, so maybe I'll be making one of those for her. We'll see. I think that is all the updates. My to-do list, nothing has been crossed off. That's what I do. I'm just a procrastinator. But I did release another video today and I am quite proud of it, so you know, it was worth it to not cross anything off the list. I did to finish that raccoon, get the snail worked on-ish, maybe. And I think I need to clean my desk a little bit too. You can tell it's a little chaotic right now, and that's probably not helping. I don't think I have anything else to add. The kitty pattern is currently being tested, and so far my testers are doing a really great job. Stressing me out a little bit, but not them specifically, just the deadline. They are absolutely amazing, and I would never complain about my testers like that. That's about it. I think that's all the updates. I will try and update you more often like I keep saying I will, and then go from there. I finished the blue Snuggler. Look at how pretty with the rainbow down its spine. So on this one, I did make the fluff double wide on the head and then single down the spine. I'm not sure how much I love it, but I still think it's really adorable. There's the wings, the tail. So the only thing I have to tweak for the official pattern is make the bottom legs spaced out a little bit more, but everything else is pretty much there, and I love it. So I need to think of another color to do. I haven't decided yet. I have plenty of yellow, but then I also have that pink over there. This pink. I'm still deciding. This guy is super cute. I still have to give him the white under his eye, but for the most part, he's finished. And then the other thing I'm working on is a giant appa. I am so excited about this. This is his head, as you can probably tell. I think I'm going to do a whole separate video on this, so if you're interested in that, I'll tell you about it later in the video, I'm sure, once I'm fully decided. But that is the head. Update on the raccoon. Still unfinished and disconnected because I had to use this gray yarn on that thing over there. Anyways, I have to finish this, and I don't know if I'm gonna get to it today. I want to, but I don't know if I will. But right now I'm actually going to film another tutorial to go into the Crochet Foundation series, and I have 2 more planned, which I'm pretty certain I talked to you guys about, the bobble stitches and then the color changes. And I'm going to try and get both those out this week and kind of just build up that playlist up a little bit. If you guys have any suggestions on things you'd like to learn technique-wise in crochet, please let me know. I'd love to hear them, and it'll help me fill up that playlist with any questions you guys have. The snails I haven't done anything with. I've just been ignoring them. I'm going to get to them later. I've just been distracted by that, as I already said. I also worked on the 2 dragons, finished them. I believe I also showed you the finished ones, and I'm going to start on the final version and pattern photos for that one. That's what I'm working on a little bit. That is the plan, but first I'm going to film that little Crochet Foundations tutorial and then go from there. Just finished filming the bobble tutorial, so I actually started the willow. If you'll focus. This is the willow I'm making for pattern photos, so I have the foot started here, and then the nose, which I have to rejoin yarn to. It's fine. But I finished filming that, and then the yellow will be the pattern photos for the Snuggler. Just had a complete brain fart. I don't know where I was thinking. But I did say technically this was going to be this pattern, but it's not 100% true. Nobody needs to really know that in the actual video though. I'm gonna go ahead and work on something else I haven't decided yet. It's update time! Yay! So the first update I have is this raccoon. I finally put it up in the pattern. Now those photos I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick with yet, but they'll be there for now. I had to finish the second page. As you can see, it's a little not so full, but everything else is in the pattern. I'm planning to do a tester call tomorrow. So I'm gonna get some good photos of this guy and some nice lighting today, and then get that tester call up tomorrow. But that is the raccoon, which means this guy is officially about 3 weeks from, actually not 3 weeks, 4 weeks from, no, I was right the first time. Wow. I get 1 week for the testers, and then the testing period is 2 weeks, so it is 3 weeks. About 3 weeks away, the raccoon will be out, so I hope you guys are excited for that. I know it's been a long wait, but I've been busy, so I got a good excuse. But the other update I have, which I almost forgot to mention, is that my Crochet Fundamentals series, I'm releasing a second one tomorrow. So this is the first one here. It's not Fundamentals, it's Foundations. Crochet Foundations. So the first one I did the first round, which I think is fitting. It makes sense. And then the second one I'm going to be doing the bobble stitch for. Here's the thumbnail. I'm using Willow as an example for this because it's perfect. She uses both the bobble stitches that I show in this video, both the regular bobbles and then the color change bobble. So if you're interested in any of that, it will be in the description if I remember to place it. Here's these extra bobbles here. This will be in the description. It should be out by the time you see this video. It's going to come out tomorrow as well. So I have big plans for the end of this year because I want to get to 20K. I think that would be super cool to end this year at such an amazing number. I'm already at 16. It's the 4th, so it's the 5th. I don't even know what day it is. It's the 5th, and I need like 2,000 subs every month. So hopefully my plan works. I'm going to be releasing 2 to 3 videos a week if I have them. Just kind of plan them out. I've already planned out November. We'll see what happens in December. I haven't decided yet what patterns I'll release or anything, but so far it is looking good. You guys are going to see this market vlog Friday, so that's going to be the next video out. And then I have the kitty pattern, which will be coming out on Sunday, and this will be a free pattern on my YouTube tutorial, or you can purchase the written pattern and get the color changes already thought out for you. Lots of plans this weekend. Hopefully I can get to them all in time. The market vlogs are definitely the hardest thing to edit because I take so many clips, as I'm sure you guys can tell on your own. Just a lot of clips to edit and go through, and I usually cut out quite a bit of my rambling too. So anyways, that is your update. I think that's about it right now, but I will see you later with another update. I do need to work on the yellow willow. All I have done is the stuff I made in that last tutorial, so I'm gonna work on that, get photos for that, especially now that the raccoon is ready. I can just set the raccoon aside and get the tester call up. So I'm not 100% decided on the name River, the raccoon, but I think it's really cute. I don't know, I might change it. We'll see. That is the update. I will catch you in a little bit. I finished that, but you guys don't get to see it yet. What you get to see is me working with this yarn. Once again, this time trying it with a 7mm hook and seeing if it works, or at least doesn't hurt my hand very bad. If you want to see Appa finished, please be patient. That video will be coming out shortly after this one. When it comes out, I'll put it up there for you. So if you're watching it late enough, then you can see it. Otherwise, just subscribe and wait for it to be out, and you'll get notified when it's out. But back to the subject at hand, I'm going to be working with this yarn, and I figured to honor my Sitting Kitty pattern, I should try and work with this yarn again and see if I can get it to work. I think the only color change I'll do is for the face, if any at all, but I might just do a solid gray cat and call it a day, because I can't be bothered with color changes. I just can't stand them right now. So that is what I'm going to try and attempt to do, and we'll see how far I get. The last project I did with this yarn, I got 2 legs in and I couldn't handle it anymore. So we'll see how this goes. And I can also finish putting the final touches on that pattern while I do this. So it all works out. Okay, quick little update on the arms. I finished them and they actually worked up a lot easier than last time. My hands aren't hurting nearly so bad. The yarn is still weirdly stretchy, so it's just a different experience in general. So if you ever do purchase this yarn, please be ready for that. And I wouldn't go crazy until you know you like it. I think this is one of those types where you either love it or you hate it. I haven't decided yet, so I'm hopefully going to get farther tonight than I did with the last test, because this isn't hurting my hands nearly so much. So I'm going to get started on the body now, and we'll see how long I last with that. Hopefully I can get it finished tonight. The pattern isn't too long, but this yarn is definitely hard to work with. This little guy is so cute. I know the lighting is terrible right now, and it kind of blends into this blanket on my bed, but look at how fluffy and cute this is. It's so fuzzy. This yarn, my final thoughts on it are that I hate it, but I love the results. So I had way less hand pain working with it this time because I used the 7mm instead of the 4.5, I believe is what I was using. Because I came across several people actually, who work with this yarn, and they use much larger hooks than a 4.5. So that's the only reason I decided to try this yarn again. And as you can see, it turned out super cute. So I had to say the hard part is the yarn is slippery, so the color work was really tedious because the yarn kept slipping, but it wasn't too bad. With this pattern, I should have adjusted the legs 1 stitch over before fully attaching them. It's fine, I just stitched it so it looked a little bit less like the head was crooked. Honestly, I don't think it matters either way if the head is looking off to the side or if it's straight on. This guy is super cute, and I went through maybe a half of this skein of yarn, maybe a little bit over half. And as I was crocheting this, I realized that I could totally make a raccoon out of these colors too, because I have this light gray and then I have dark gray. I don't think I have enough light gray anymore to actually finish a raccoon, but it could be really cute in the fuzzy yarn. I might end up trying that. That is how I feel about that yarn now. I don't love it. It's not my most favorite yarn. I think it turns out really cute. I do think there are better yarns out there, fuzzy yarn wise, but I'm just not really a big fan of working with fuzzy yarn in like full projects. Like, I don't mind using it as an accent for my willow or whatever. Using it as a solid yarn is definitely tedious. But it turned out super cute, so I'm not too mad about it. I'll definitely keep using the yarn, at least what I have, and probably not end up purchasing more unless I have a very specific project in mind. That is the cute little kitty. So fuzzy. I really do love it. I did have to pull some stuffing out of the arms because I overstuffed them. I don't know why, but the back feet look super tiny with this yarn, so I'm not sure if that's the pattern or the yarn, but you know, it's cute. It's still very cute. Those are my thoughts on this yarn. If you do use it, use a bigger hook than you expect. And that's about it. I finished this kitty last night, as you guys saw. I'm not quite sure why the camera won't focus, but there we go. I trimmed around the eyes a bit and trimmed the nose up a little bit. That's it finished. I was hoping for a more pinky nose, but this is more of the purpley nose, but I still think it works really well. So that is a little sitting kitty in this Feels Like Bliss yarn, and I think it's really cute. It's only a little bit smaller than the original, so not too bad, especially with the 7mm hook I was using. And then last night I also started this project here, which I'm super excited about. I'm making Willow out of fuzzy yarn. I decided to go with these really big eyes, and I think they're super cute. Now, I know this isn't a lot to visualize with, but look at how fuzzy that yarn is. And this yarn is so soft. This is Bernat Pipsqueak. And I've only been able to find it online, so maybe I just don't know where to look at Joann's, but I ordered 2 skeins of this. Probably not going to be enough, but I at least will get started. And I'm thinking of using this white yarn for the inside of the wings, but I haven't fully decided yet. I think this is pretty close to the yarn size I'm already using. I don't know if I want to do white. That is the update. I'm actually going to let you guys go now. Stay tuned for next video. I'm definitely going to work on this project, hopefully finish it then, unless I have to order more yarn. And then it'll probably take a little while longer. The raccoon tester call will be up today. I forgot to put it up yesterday, but I will be doing that today. And then the kitty pattern will be out on the 10th, so keep an eye out for that as well. Thank you all so much for watching the end of this video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Before I forget though, I didn't really talk about the online shop, I don't think, but I'll probably talk about it more in the next video. I'll kind of explain my thoughts on what's going on right now. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I love you, I appreciate you, and I will see you later. Bye!